to the first edition of the Coach's Corner, brought to you exclusively by UMBCRetrievers.com. I'm Dan LaHatte. The Coach's Corner aims to bring you, the fans, an inside look at the players and coaches that make us all Retriever believers. After a difficult 2011 campaign, the women's soccer team made a change at the helm, and in came head coach Leslie Wray. A Catonsville resident, Wray served as the head coach at Towson University from 1999 through 2006 before stepping down to be with her family. Now 5 years later, Wray couldn't be more excited to get back on the sidelines and lead the resurgence of the Retrievers. So I'm here with Coach Leslie Wray, the new head coach of UMBC Women's Soccer. Coach Wray, living in the area, you worked at Towson earlier. What drew you to, interest in this job? Why did you want to come be the next head coach of the UMBC Retrievers?
Well, first off, I am a local. I only live about a couple miles away from campus, and I was following UMBC women's soccer, just some of the local schools around here. And, it's a great opportunity to be here so close to home. And it was just, at the time, it fit in perfectly with, my kids. I took some time off to have kids, and now they're starting elementary school, and it just seemed like a nice fit. The proximity to my house was great. The timing in terms of trying to get this program jump-started, turning it around a little bit, and the timing with where I was with my life. I wanted to get back into college coaching. I missed it. I missed the relationship with the players, and it seemed at the time, it still seemed it's a perfect fit.
So 5 years removed.
Yes.
What did you learn in that time? What do you think even you can improve on in this, not second stint, but another time around as a college coach?
Well, when I first started at Towson, I was 24, so I was young, and through the years at Towson, I grew as a coach, but really taking some time off and honestly becoming a mother. It helps with coming back and being a mature coach now, and knowing the idea of what I want and what I want the team to look like, and the process of getting it there. And I feel like, being a young coach, you're kind of learning just as much as the players are. And now that I'm not, and I have some years under my belt as a Division I coach, that, coming back, I just felt like I could step back in. It didn't really feel like I missed a beat, that there's a lot of difference in terms of dealing with the team and administration. There wasn't a big gap in that.
You said you learned stuff from your family. What did they add to you, maybe a personality trait, or what did they give to you that makes you think that you're ready to go here at UMBC? Well,
the old joke is that coaching is parenting with a whistle, right? So I think it gives balance. My family is very supportive. My husband was very encouraging of having me go back to work, and it now gives balance to my life. And when I'm at work, I feel I'm more efficient than I have been, and that I can get a lot done in a little bit of time, and then go home and and almost kind of leave work at work. And that's difficult to do as a college coach, as any coach. You always take the game home with you. And so I feel that, they have given balance to dealing with some of the issues that I have, that we all have at work. So.
Okay, so you were in the area earlier. What do you think, what gives you an advantage that you worked at Towson, but this is UMBC? How are they similar? How are they different? How do you think this job will go similarly or differently from previous experience?
Right. Well, having the experience already just gives me, I think, an edge up with some of the local club coaches, and getting to know. I still have to kind of get back in the flow of where club soccer has gone, because there have been a lot of changes within club soccer, and but a lot of the coaches are the same, and so a lot of the coaches that were around at the Division I level in this region are still there. So I'm very familiar with them. I'm familiar with the club coaches that are still there, and I think that gives me an advantage over someone that is coming from out of state or out of region. I am a Baltimore girl. I mean, I grew up here. I played just down the belt, just down 95 in college, and have stayed around the Baltimore area. So I'm familiar with the athletes that are around the Baltimore area and within the state.
So very familiar, but what's different about UMBC than it is at Towson? What might be a new challenge for you with this new adventure?
Well, the glaring difference right now is really how the strides that UMBC has made academically. That has made, I feel, recruiting a little bit easier because it's such a strong academic university that is drawing in some players automatically. Now we have to have them buy into the fact that we're changing this program around. That that's a challenge that we have right now, is changing the culture of women's soccer. Now we can attract the student athletes with our academic side. We need, and we know, as a coaching staff, we know that we have to change the culture on the athletic side of it so that there's a good balance with the student and the athlete, that they're striving and they're doing well in the classroom and that they're doing well in the field.
More about the season now. You mentioned before kind of rebuilding, if you will, when you came in. What do you see needs to be done? What's the first thing that you mentioned in changing the culture? How do you go about such a thing? Right.
Well, as soon as we got here in the spring, we knew that fitness had to be a priority. We only had 13 players in the spring. We don't have a big squad now, so we're asking a lot out of a small group. And that has been the underlying theme through our spring and into our fall, that you have to do your work and you have to be fit in order to play this game. And we've done a lot of stuff with our team defending and individual defending. We have to make sure that we take care of the ball, that we defend as a unit. And then, once we do that, keep the ball out of our net, then we'll work on the next step.
Edition and first half of our interview with Coach Wray. This was the Coach's Corner. I'm Dan LaHatte for UMBCRetrievers.com.